Hi everyone! So it is officially the month of March. So it is Endometriosis Awareness Month. And my surgery has been confirmed and scheduled. It is March 26th. Pretty excited.
2020.
Yep.
Timestamp.
Gonna be an exciting month. And ironically, my surgery is during Endometriosis Awareness Month. But this is gonna be like a twofer video for the Awareness Month. And I'm gonna try to post all the way up until my surgery, and then I'll do a post-recovery video as well. So lots of exciting stuff. So this one's going to be a twofer of my husband's viewpoint of endometriosis as well as my endometriosis readiness bag. Lots of goodies in here. So we're going to start off with what's in the bag and then get into what my husband thinks and feels about this illness.
Because I don't have it, clearly.
So, the first thing I always have with me is my heating pad. It's just a little electric one you plug in, unravel it. It's always a disaster. But this has been an absolute lifesaver for me. Picked this up at Walmart for I think 20 something, and it's been an absolute lifesaver since then. Different heat settings, so wherever I go and I'm able to plug that in, I take that thing with. That has been an absolute, usually I'm curled up in bed like that heat pad on my stomach or my back, depending on where primarily the pain is located. And then I always have this handy-dandy little bag with me, which I call my Endo Readiness bag. Oh my gosh, my nose ring has been crooked for the past minute or so. That's nice. Love that thing. Okay, first thing up in the Endo Readiness bag, heat patches. So if there's a situation where I can't plug in and use that, these have been an absolute lifesaver.
Lightsaber.
I stick these on my back or on my stomach, and these come in handy so easily. Cleaning wipes, because I bleed through absolutely everything, no matter what. It gets horrendous, so I always have some cleaning wipes with me. Bags to put the blood-covered things in after I bleed through them. Pain meds. Lots and lots of pain meds. So I usually try to cycle through ibuprofen and Tylenol so I'm not, destroying my liver and kidneys and all that good stuff. Sanitary products, not going to pull those out and show you guys. I'm pretty sure you know what those look like. The amount of times I have had to be rushed to the hospital because my flare-up is getting so bad, 4 times since being married to him for the past year and a half. I am currently in the process of quitting smoking, but when that flare-up hits, I just half the time I'm like, I just need to smoke. But you're not allowed to go outside, so I always keep nicotine patches with me as well, because being in the ER for 6 hours, you kind of start losing your mind, and just need that relief. I am quitting though. Made that my 2020 mission to quit. I have also changes of clothes in here, just like a pair of leggings and everything else, just in case I bleed through. But I have to have this bag on me at all times during a flare-up, especially if we're going somewhere, because I don't know what's gonna happen. I have bled through so many clothes, and everyone's like, oh, you usually only have to change your sanitary product every few or so hours. I'm like, no, I have to change mine every 30 minutes because I bleed just so heavily. And if I'm driving longer than a 20-30 minute point, then I have to have a backup plan, basically. Here in the jingles, it's our Chihuahua, Keely.
Oh my god, don't climb on me.
Hi, buddy. Yes, this is my little emotional support gremlin, Keely. He's a sweetheart. But yeah, that's usually what is in my endometriosis readiness bag. So Keep saying awareness, because it is that month, but this is the readiness
We
bag.
are aware that bag exists.
Yes, we all are aware this bag now exists, because I have it with me all the time. Because if I don't, and I'm in a situation that is kind of, you know, just always have this little bag with me. But when Travis and I first started dating, I had to tell him, like, hey, I have this illness, causes me to be in a lot of pain, usually happens around my menstrual cycle, and it could be stress induced, it could be sickness induced, like if I get really, really sick, like when I had the flu, it caused it to be a week early, so I didn't know how to properly explain to him, like, what goes on during that time of month until he actually started seeing it firsthand.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough. From the first couple of times where she would just say that she was just in a lot of pain. I believed her. Of course, I'm not one to ever just like be like, no, you're not. That's not real. You can't be. You can't be in pain. No. When it comes to any pain women go through, I believe it. Except fingernails. We're neutral in that. We both have fingernails. That pain's different.
Yeah, me gluing on fake nails and then breaking off. You have no
Different.
sympathy.
Different. You decided to concrete those on.
Yeah, you have no sympathy.
But when it comes to that pain, it's internal pain. There's no comparison to what that can be.
Little timeout, little chaos in the kitchen. What fell?
Just the base that fell over.
Oh.
One that was defrosting the meat.
Oh yeah, he's cooking dinner tonight because I'm making cake pops for a bake sale on Tuesday.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I didn't know how to first I didn't know how to explain to you what goes on. Because again, we were first dating, so I didn't want to tell you, like, hi, I have blood-filled cysts that explode on the inside of my body.
But
every single month.
I'm also older than you, so I've heard and seen and been around a lot of different situations where women were in such pains. So I believed your pain, and you being itty bitty, it couldn't be anything but pain.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing else to absorb pain. There was nothing else to relieve the pain. But the first hospital visit
was it right before or right after our first Christmas together? It was right after our first Christmas together. Travis was at work and I was in so much pain and I felt so sick. I couldn't keep down fluids or anything. So I had to ask our roommate to drive me to the hospital and have Travis pick me up afterwards.
Yep.
And that's when I finally started realizing, like, this illness is getting worse. I don't know what we're going to do. And then it was supposed to be our first Valentine's Day together.
Yeah.
And I was in so much pain that I just had to wake up at like 3 a.m. and be like, Travis, you need to take me to the hospital.
In reference to the last video, yeah.
Yeah.
Where she explains a lot of that. That first hospital visit, being the fight in the fight or flight mode for adrenaline, I hated that I could do nothing.
And
hated that I had to watch her cry and watch her suffer and continue to suffer. And the extent of what I could do is just go, we're already at the hospital. I'm sorry. I can't do anything. We already did heating patches. Like you can't take hot baths because during that time you're bleeding, so you don't want to be,
underwater
underneath of red. So it's sucky. Like it's really, really sucky being the dude in the relationship in this illness, because it's with a lot of other, with like people who have like dislocated arms, dislocated shoulders, legs, like you could fix it, you could do something about it. It might hurt and it might not be the best, but you could do something about it. But with this, I can't do anything.
And
I can listen to her scream into her pillow and just cry.
And the last time I had the overnight stay at the hospital and received the first laparoscopy, they were trying to try all these different pain meds to see what was going to work, and apparently the only thing that was working enough to like dull the pain and make some of it go away was sadly fentanyl. Was the only thing that they could give me to stop the pain. And that was finally my point when Travis told me they're gonna give you fentanyl, and I was like, I have finally hit the point that Tylenol doesn't work, Advil doesn't work, nothing works, and the hospital's having to give me fentanyl to make the pain go away. And I just remember the surgeon never came and spoke to me for that surgery. They told me they were just going to keep me overnight and monitor me for pain. And I had Travis in the room with me. Travis's parents were with us, and nurse comes in with a change of like hospital gown for me and like these cleaning wipes and a little baggie for all of my piercings, and was like, so I'm here to prep you for surgery. And of course I immediately turn and look at Travis, and I'm like, what surgery? You said you were just going to keep me overnight to just monitor my pain level. You said nothing about a surgery. You said you were going to avoid that.
Yep.
And so it was getting close to about midnight when they finally took me down for surgery, and Travis had to come home and feed the fur babies, check on the house, make sure everything was okay, and came back, and I still wasn't out of surgery yet, and I finally came through in the hallway as they were wheeling me back upstairs to my room, and felt really disoriented and didn't know where I was, didn't know what was going on, and first person I saw was Travis as they wheeled me back up to my room, and it was really comforting, but also I could see that he was just tired and exhausted and scared, and also really didn't know what was going on. And finally, because they were concerned about my intestines with the last surgery, they weren't equipped or prepared to actually do the surgery to remove all of the cysts. And so because they weren't prepared for it, they couldn't do anything about it. They were just able to confirm that all of the cysts were there. So this next surgery is actually going to be the removal of the cysts, the scar tissue, and ovary, and anything else that they believe needs to be done to help me move on and actually live a healthier, pain-free life. And Travis wasn't there for my last appointment because I was just trying to find another remedy. I wasn't actually fully seeking out another doctor to do the surgery because I'd just been denied so many times about them redoing the surgery. And he was the first doctor to actually say, like, I bet your husband is emotionally struggling with this too, because he has to watch you go through this and can do absolutely nothing about it. So that was a big moment for both of us, that someone finally understood both sides of what I'm going through. Because I know he doesn't understand the pain or anything, but it's just him basically having to sit on the sidelines and not be able to do anything about this, help me feel better, or be able to take the pain away. It's just a waiting game of when it's going to be over. And I can tell you already, like, I'm a very stubborn person, and I don't like asking for help. Asking for help is like the very bottom last resort thing that I do. So having to look at Travis and say, can you carry me from our bed to the bathroom because I can't walk right now, is one of the last things that I'm wanting to ask him. And I'm just extremely grateful that I have him when I go through all of this.
Sure.
You don't even have to try. You already do great.
There's no one talks about the secondary pain. The people talk about secondhand smoking. Well, there's also secondhand endometriosis pains. It's the pains of, you can do nothing about the pain. You can just listen to them suffer because you've already done everything. You're doing everything. It's the fact that there is explosions happening on the inside of her body that you can do nothing about because you're not on the inside of her body. And if you were, you don't have tools to laser them off, but surgeons do, and this is the first time surgeons offered. So I'm just hoping that the insurance is all squared away.
And that's
the next big hurdle that I'm nervous about.
And I know Travis was heartbroken because initially the medication that I was taking was covered by his insurance, and when his employer changed insurance, my medication was no longer covered. Here's squeaky dog in the back. But it was, I know he was hurting when I basically had to tell him, like, our insurance isn't covering my medication anymore. Like, it's gonna come back, and it's gonna be a lot worse. Yeah. And it was.
Yeah.
And having to just basically, through the tears, say to Travis, like, you need to take me to the hospital, and him basically leaving me leaned up against the wall or sitting on the floor, him gathering up all of our stuff and grabbing my Endo Readiness bag, grabbing my hospital bag, and everything else. I also have a hospital bag ready to go anytime during a flare-up, because if we need to go, we need to go. So it's grab that bag, grab phone charger, make sure the dog has enough food and water in his bowl, and out the door we go. And I remember the last time we went to the hospital, we went to 2 different ones that day. One, they told me it was going to be a 6 to 7 hour wait before they even got me into a room to be examined. And Travis is like, we're not waiting, we're going to the other hospital, and drove me about 20 minutes away to the other one just so I could be seen quicker. And it was even busy there, that I spent from 6 a.m. to almost 6 p.m. in the ER because they didn't have a room ready for me upstairs. And we were laughing because we were like listening to all the codes all day. And of course, I'm in and out of it because I'm on fentanyl. And we hear code red, code red, code red. And I'm like, does that mean like they're resuscitating somebody? And Travis is like, no, that means there's a fire somewhere. And I'm like, oh, nice. Back to laughing at the wall.
It's a fire code. Yeah. I don't remember the color, but it was definitely a fire code.
Yeah, we were like, what? Cool. Good time to be here. But I hate asking for help, and I also hate feeling useless. So when I just look at him, I'm like, can you get me more water? Can you get me more pain meds? Can you help me to the bathroom? Can you reach down there for the remote for my heating pad, because I can't bend over and reach it? Like, I can't carry the laundry basket. I can't bend over to feed the dog. I can't do anything basically for a week straight, and it's relying on Travis to do a lot of things. And it's pretty emotionally draining. One, me feeling so useless that I can't do anything because I can't move because of the pain, and then Travis basically feeling useless because he can't take the pain away.
Yeah.
So it's been a journey for both of us, and we're in it together. Ferda. I know with him I can get through anything. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I will definitely post another video next week as I continue Endometriosis Awareness Month. And also we'll probably, ironically, the week I'm expecting a flare-up is also supposed to be the week of our honeymoon. Yes, we are finally taking one after a year and a half of being married. Finally taking one. So, see how that goes, but be on the lookout for more Endometriosis Awareness Month videos about prepping for the surgery recovery, what they're actually going to be doing during the surgery. So, stay tuned, guys!